Michael,
Hurrah!
and we're back to doing mana.
Doing mana. Wow, we're just
Yeah, we're just gonna do mana.
we're just gonna snort a line of mana off a hooker's ass. Yes, that just happened.
Oh my god.
Any rate,
Down, right. B, A. Start, select, left, and right.
awkward silences.
Yeah. Okay, why is this thing not... I am not getting any inputs whatsoever.
I
The
name society. Society.
brief moment to restart everything.
Oh, that was fantastic. Join us next week when we have a stream.
Yes, when we have a stream. There we go. Finally got some... Okay. So,
We have
yes,
green.
we have control. Or, I have control. So, we're back to doing we're going to try and complete the mana game. This is a mana game. But,
We're gonna complete it.
well,
The,
we're,
just
we're,
going
we're going to move forward with to basically get it more steps closer to completing the game.
Okay, that's more realistic. I feel.
Yeah, if we tried to complete it tonight, it'd be like, oh hey, look, it's 3 a.m. in the morning.
As opposed to 3 a.m. in the late evening.
It's, yes.
These are things that happen, guys. We don't just do this on stream. This is real life.
This is real life, not fantasy.
No, it is also fantasy. Just not final.
Or just.
Yeah, usually not just either.
Yeah.
There's no justice to be found here.
And admittedly, if we were getting into a really weird conversation before the stream.
Which happens all the time. Nothing to worry you guys. Nothing to worry you guys about. Or were you planning on worrying them about it?
Yeah, we could worry them about it. Not going to.
I'll leave that up to you, except no. I'll leave that up to you, except I'm vetoing it, so no.
But it's basically just talk about my new job, and we're not going to get into that.
About that.
Yeah.
We don't talk about things like jobs on stream. That's just silly.
Or at least one that doesn't have. The one thing I could mention is that
I mean,
as far as I know, my job has a PR department before they have a security department, which doesn't.
fascinating.
Yeah.
Yes. He now works for a brand new startup company, or relatively new startup company.
Yeah.
That's really all we need to say about that.
It's technically been around since, weirdly enough, like 2012, but really hasn't picked up steam until like 2 years ago. But other than that, it's got me kind of away from my previous job, which was horrendous. But after taking a few live calls, some of which just are nightmares, I'm not. I don't feel like this job is going to be a workout for me either. Michael?
Still here.
Okay. And while we're kind of beating up on bats here,
You know, like you do.
yeah, like in always. Uh, I'm just thinking of the various things that have popped up in since uh, San Diego Comic-Con's finished.
Yeah.
Like the fact that oh man, missed out on chest. But like the fact that new announcement of Stranger Things coming out in October.
Mm-hmm.
Season 3 of Voltron, which I think they mentioned is next month, August.
Hmm.
Admittedly, it's less episodes than the previous season, because they said it was only going to be 8 episodes. Which
Still.
kind of makes me sad. But 8 episodes rather than like waiting 2 years to find out that, oh, the TV series is canceled.
Yeah, it's still definitely better to get something.
Hmm.
Always better to get something.
I know that there's been floating around that the fact that a trailer for Infinity War's shown up someplace. That was supposedly shown at San Diego Comic-Con.
Hmm.
So,
Have you seen said trailer yet?
I found supposedly a video of it, but it's a handycam one. So it's like, do I really want to try this or no?
And the final answer was probably no, I'm guessing.
No. Admittedly, it is. I did confirm that it is an actual video and not like edited. And
So
like,
by actual video, it was a legitimate trailer that legitimately was a comic.
yeah, Marvel said that well, technically the filming was done against their wishes, because they did request people do not to not videotape it. They did confirm that it was an actual trailer.
It wouldn't be the first time that a Marvel leak created more interest than might have otherwise occurred.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean.
But amongst other things is that I'm trying to remember. Oh yeah, Pacific Rim got a trailer, which that was last week, and one thing that I kind of noticed, but I never got real good confirmation on it, was the fact that the person in the trailer that voiced it is the same person who did Gladys from Portal.
Hmm.
So,
Well, it's good to hear that GLaDOS is going to be coming up in something new.
as basically the spokesperson for piloting a Jaeger.
Yeah, that makes sense as well.
That makes me kind of like, you know what? Giant robots. Also, Boyega is going to be one of the pilots for the new set of Jaegers. The guy who played Finn from the new Star Trek movies. Star Wars. I can't believe I said Star Trek.
Yeah, I think I might have to revoke your card on that one.
Sorry, everybody, but because I'm trying to remember his first name, and I keep coming up with John Boyega.
I
Huh?
honestly don't remember his name. Granted, in such moments, when you don't remember someone's name, especially if they were in a show or movie, there's this wonderful resource on the internet.
Oh, hey, we
I'm on
have.
IMDb.
Yep, and hello to Aeon Strife for joining us tonight. I know it's been probably quite a long while.
Hello, hello.
And sorry if you chatted up on previous streams. It's just trying to get system to work so I could see the chat at the same time. I'm not even sure why it's not showing up on the stream right now.
John Boyega, yeah.
John Boyega. Okay. I will definitely tell Will that you said hi. And it's always great to see people returning. And as for what's going on with Will and his streaming of Final Fantasy 2, I have no idea. Sweet, got an upgrade. But trying to think of other things that have shown up recently. There was another trailer for The Inhumans, which is a TV series. I am literally drawing a blank. I am horrible.
No, I think it's just been, as entertainment news goes, a slow-ish news week.
Oh.
I mean, there's been other news as well, but not necessarily anything I'd want to talk about on stream.
Yeah. And Aeon was there for the streaming of when Will did Bridge Crew. So that was a good one, because I did watch it. And I am really impressed by it myself. Sad to say, the only thing I would have access to it would be my PS4. But since I don't have a PSVR, because I am poor,
and I'd let you borrow mine for that purpose, except that there's a bit of a difference between Tucson and Phoenix.
Yeah, there is the distance problem. And as much as my new job would allow me to probably be a little bit more flexible, they kindly request that I at least stay in the same city as where the training centers are. But they do. But as long as I stay in state, I'm fine.
Still, if they request the same city, there's probably a reason for that.
Yeah. Because
like if there's like some kind of emergency retrain that they need to call you in and go over with you.
Also, hello, Justin. Why don't you just join us in voice?
Yeah.
Instead of being the loser like you are by sitting in freaking chat.
Note, the loser connotation only goes to Justin for sitting in chat. Anyone else who sits in chat is absolutely welcome to do so, because you may not have actually the link to Discord.
Yes, and as such, no, only Justin is a loser. Everyone else is perfectly fine, and we're great to have you in chat. Justin, since he has it and has Discord, he's kind of being a loser by sitting in chat.
Agreed.
Now, since he's not giving us any reason to basically say that, oh, he has a valid reason, because I'm pretty sure he'd probably come up with at least 5 invalid reasons that we could
Easily shoot down.
shoot down.
Hey,
Oh, there he is.
hey.
Yeah.
Your
I hear
shit,
you.
man.
Ah!
Ah, really? That's what really just happened. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Justin.
That
Thank
was
you.
Justin. So,
For about 12 seconds. Oh, there he is again.
Hi,
so how's it going, Justin?
Nippy.
Actually, since we have Justin, your thoughts on some of the announcements that came from San Diego Comic-Con.
Movies and stuff.
Extremely insightful. Thank you.
Yep. I'm looking forward to a lot of the movies. That's all I've really paid attention to.
Did you hear about the Infinity War trailer that was supposedly shown to a select few at San Diego Comic-Con?
No.
Huh. Apparently, somebody took a handycam video of this trailer for Infinity War and uploaded it to YouTube. And, well, like they do. And, well, I am... Zombie! Out of the door! I looked it up, and, well, I didn't watch it myself because, like, I'll just wait until it's not handycam. I did find out confirmation that, yes, it was the going to be the first trailer to officially show up for Infinity War.
See, I'm mostly right now. I'm really looking forward to Ready Player One.
Oh, that one? Oh yeah, I forgot about Ready Player One. I have my own reservations with it.
And that one I'm actually looking forward to.
I'm okay with it, but there's one thing that I'm sitting on.
Oh, and Bright.
Oh, Bright. Yes, Bright. I'm definitely
Bright
looking.
is Shadowrun.
No, it's not Shadowrun.
Bright is Shadowrun.
It is not Shadowrun. Trust me on this.
Next week, more on how Bright is and / is not Shadowrun.
I'm not saying it actually is. I'm saying it looks exactly like Shadowrun. Because it does.
I want to say it's more like just a general, like, like contemporary fantasy. It's not like weird fantasy cyberpunk thing.
I think it's just like the very beginning of Shadowrun. Then that kind of.
The way I recall, because I've read some of the books, is that Shadowrun started with having a cyberpunk, and then magic came back.
Yeah, well, are you talking about Shadowrun specifically?
Shadowrun, like, I don't recall exactly how it goes down, but Shadowrun is specifically.
Yeah, Shadowrun specifically, there was magic. It went away, and it came back with the dragons.
Yeah.
Actually.
And essentially, mega corporations arose from that, because the corporations are run by dragons.
No, only one of them is really. Yeah, I think only one of them really is owned by it. The other ones are all owned just by humans, mostly because of the fact that governments, after magic came, they couldn't keep up with it.
Yeah. So you basically have super packs of megalo companies.
Basically, it's stupid simple. Honestly, magic came back. Woo.
Yeah.
Humans turn into trolls and orcs and stuff because of latent genetic bullshit. Honestly, that's a game we should probably play on stream. Shadowrun Returns.
The recent one or the Super Nintendo one?
Probably the recent ones to start off with, because the recent ones are pretty nice.
Yeah.
Especially Hong Kong and Dragonfall.
I do have all 3 of them, so.
We should play the mobile versions of them.
What? I will slap you silly, sir.
But honestly,
We should play the pen and paper ones on stream.
Eddie still wants to do... We'd have to get the group together to do that one.
we would. That would have to be in person definitely, and
Oh yeah.
we need a good GM.
I'd always wanted to play Shadowrun.
It's a lot of fun. And it's a shitload of d6s.
Would we want to play the...
Well, I'm not worried about a lot of dice. That doesn't scare me.
Okay.
Yeah. Would we need to grab the... would we want to play the newest rule set? The one that just kind of got released maybe a few months ago?
Well, it's been out for... Are you talking about like 6th edition, I think?
Yes, 6th edition.
That's not that new, or it's not that... Yes, it's old. It's like a couple years old, I think, at this point.
I forgot when it was released. I thought it was like a few months ago.
Let me check. Unless I'm not paying attention correctly, let me check here.
Which is also possible, let's be honest. I mean, what?
Because...
Shut the fuck up, man.
No! How dare you? How dare you? Say?
But I don't actually see... Let's see here. I'm checking for you. But there's free rules, I think, for 5th edition that you can just quick start with. Yeah, 5th edition, there's some quick start stuff. No, actually, we're on 5th edition, so it's not the newest thing in the world. I have a buddy who has a book, the core book, a PDF is $15 right now, so it's nothing. I think I played 5th edition. I think is what I played. I have 2nd edition. I have the Player's Book to 2nd edition right in front of me. Actually, let me grab it. The art is fantastically 80s. It's great. But that if you tell me Bright is not Shadowrun, I will.
He will apparently fight you. They'll apparently fight you on this.
I will find you.
Wow.
I'll make you believe.
He will find you. He will end you.
But no, I mean, if you guys want to, I'm down. I am down. The game is like stupid to start characters with, though. You have to use a computer.
Yeah.
If you don't use a computer, then it just takes forever.
I can imagine that. I've played a few games that have that kind of, if you try and do this by hand, you're an idiot type feel.
Yeah, it's nowhere near as bad as like GURPS. It just has a lot of stuff to it.
GURPS is...
Oh, and just so you know, the game typically takes place in Seattle. For 2nd edition, at least.
Yeah.
If we did it, it'd be taking place in Phoenix, I'd hope.
Yeah. There's one book, one RPG series I'd like to get my hands on. Because that one is the Dresden's one.
Oh, yes. I want to just because I like Dresden. Though I do have the Dresden card game. The board game, technically.
Ah.
So if you ever want to play that, let me know. It's been a long day, sorry. Let's see, where is the character sheet for 2nd edition?
Yes, Aeon. Dresden as in Dresden Files. They did have a pen and paper RPG version of it.
They still do. They still make stuff for it.
Yeah.
They made a lot of different pen and paper RPGs for a lot of different fandoms.
I want to play the Mistborn one. Because that looks fancy. Yeah, I'm going to see if I can find an example.
That, and then if it doesn't already exist, there's fandom adaptations to other existing ones.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
If it's not official, someone's made it.
Also,
like one of the favorite ones that I've been seeing a lot of lately is D10s, White Wolves.
Mm.
So like, there's a World of Darkness for Star Wars. There's a World of Darkness for for magical girl anime, essentially.
There's an RPG series that I've...
David would be down for that.
I was down for that. I played it. It was actually quite fun.
Was it?
It actually was. It was because it serves not. It doesn't just puppet the It doesn't just puppet the tropes. It actually deconstructs them as well.
Yeah.
And it does so in a very clever way.
Oh, thanks, Justin, for putting that in the chat for people to read over. And,
That's just the character sheet from second edition Shadowrun.
wait a minute. Aeon. J. Okay, so... Okay. But yeah, I would definitely recommend if you've never read the Dresden Files books, they are a great read because Dresden is it's contemporary fantasy, only magic is kind of kept in secret. So, as such, I really like the setting, especially since the Eponymous Dresden is kind of really humanizing, in a sense, for a main character.
It's very self-aware.
Yeah.
Like it runs off the typical tropes you'd expect to find.
But if it's self-aware, that would mean, does it deconstruct the tropes while it goes through them? Like it pokes fun of itself for the tropes, such.
Kind of like he realizes that he's seeing something that's like it's right out of the book. In that way, it's not like fourth wall break or anything like that. It's just that he realizes that he's basically living through a book, as if he was reading one.
Yeah.
He is in one.
It's like I know this situation before because since I'm dealing with, let's say, the Winter Court.
Fucking Winter Court.
The Winter Court. Because there's the Summer Court and the Winter Court of Fae. What?
I resemble that remark.
Yeah, you are a fairy. It's okay.
They tend to do a lot of mind games. So, like, essentially, like, I read this situation because the Winter Court's like, yes, you read the situation, so we recreated it just to fuck around with you.
Yeah. And I don't think it's considered a spoiler because I think he says it the moment that they meet. But isn't like the Queen of the Winter Court his godmother or some shit?
No. That's you did spoil kind of something, but that's later. No, his godmother starting out was essentially, I want to say, one of the high advisors of the Queen of Winter Court. But
Give me a second. Alright, sorry. I'm trying to figure that out real quick. Are you fighting a furry? Is that what's happening right now?
I'm fighting a vampire.
Same thing.
He's not fighting a furry, he's fighting his furry tendency. I mean, what?
I wouldn't put it past him. Let's see. Hey, yeah, Leia. Leia?
Lei. I think it's pronounced Leia.
Just L-E-A. So.
L-E-A. I think in one version of the book they put it as L-E-A-H, which is... They probably retroactively changed it.
They probably made it just to make it easier to
Yeah.
do. Let me see if it's still, if the show, although the show is not on...
The show was on Netflix for like long time ago.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if it's on Hulu. I kind of liked the TV show, even though like a lot of people were pissed off about it because like, oh, he didn't drive the beat up Beetle, and it's like, but they changed it out with the same era Jeep,
Yeah,
which
it's kind of makes more sense, honestly, and for a TV show at least.
yeah, having it
Because
basically
it's-
be a World War II era Jeep because of this is kind of not a spoiler, but just a kind of condition in the world is that magic fucks up technology. Just fucks it up. And they do kind of go into it's like magic has always kind of had this weird bad effect around things on it because the accounts of warlocks and witches spoiling milk, so that like the modern equipment is just technology just fries itself or does crazy things.
he has to use a rotary phone, like all sorts of crap. It's actually they don't go nearly as in depth with it in the show, of course, but it's a lot more fun in the.
Because the fact that like as Dresden puts it, technology is like the canary in the
What is it called? World, I guess.
in his world, because it's the fact that technology literally just fries itself.
So essentially, it's the equivalent of the canary in the mine shaft. If your technology is all acting weird, then there is magic afoot.
Pretty much. And then there's kind of interesting things that people have done to kind of mess around with like magical entities, because magical entities may not have the access to or understanding of technology.
Mm-hmm.
Because and then there's the fact that like there's various factions even in the magical world where it's like you have the wizards, the vampire sects.
The Fae, obviously, we mentioned.
Fucking Bianca, man.
God, I swear everything started with Bianca. Everything that's happened started with her.
I don't think the death masks have to do anything with her. I don't remember. I
Death?
think that's one she's completely out of.
The death masks? Are you talking about the huge spoilers here, so cover your ears if you want to read the books. The black cloaks?
I think it's that one. Let me grab the game real quick. In the games, you actually go in the card game. You play through the different books.
Okay.
Um,
I've read through all the books, and
I
so
haven't read through all of them yet.
which book was the last one you left off at?
I think I read halfway through. What's after Full Moon? Stormfront? No, Stormfront's first, isn't it?
Stormfront, I think, is the first one. That would be Changes, I think.
I think like the third or fourth one is where I'm.
Oh, third and fourth one. Okay, so you're not really far into it. So you literally have.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. The
I'm
stuff.
way behind. But no, Death Masks is the one with Nicodemus and.
Oh, Nicodemus. Nicodemus is his own faction, but he's technically part of the demons.
So, I just remember that one not having Bianca in it. Of course.
Yeah.
Grave Peril has her in it.
Yeah. Let's see here. Because like the thing I just mentioned, Nicodemus Wheel. I don't think. I think they mentioned the fact that his last name is always just a fake name, but he's just just known as Nicodemus. Probably. Oh god, there's just. trying to remember all the details. Possibly.
Summer Night. Which one is Summer Night?
Summer Night is third book?
Is it the third?
Well, let me go, since I'm like pretty much kind of right close to one of my books that I have. Let me go grab it. Okay.
Wait,
Here.
is Summer Night the one where he actually meets Leah?
I believe so. Oh. Oh, that's right. This is my water damaged copy of Turncoat. But this should have a list of books in it still. Ah, here we go. First book is Stormfront. Second one is Full Moon. Third book is Grave Peril. Summer Night is the fourth book.
Okay, so I think I'm halfway through, through Great Peril.
Okay. After that is Death Masks, which is the fifth one. Blood Rights, Deadbeat, Proven Guilty, White Knight, Small Favor, Turncoat, and I think there's one more. I think. Oh,
but
Changes is after Turncoat. And that one's...
So far, my favorite one is Full Moon, out of the three-ish that I've read.
Yeah.
Full Moon just has a lot of lore that I think comes into play later on.
Oh, like, Spellbound are the first book. Okay. I'll look into the book series, Aeon Strife.
Yeah,
But...
I recommend it. I've only read a little bit. The show I've seen all the way through several times. I'm still trying to see some of it. It's so much fun.
I do have Jim Butcher's newest series, the Cinder Spires, which the first book is called Aeronauts Windless. It's a interesting take on the steampunk one. Steampunk.
Have you actually read Mistborn yet?
Mistborn? I don't believe I have. No.
You need to read it.
I need to catch up on a lot of things.
It's I think there's 3 books in the original series, and then time skips after that.
But let's see here.
And if you want another good series to read, in my opinion at least, Kingmaker, Kingbreaker, as well as pretty much any book by Brent Weeks.
Oh yeah, the ones that I've read, isn't that his Shadow series?
The Night Angel trilogy.
The Night Angel trilogy. That's the one I was thinking of.
Night Angel trilogy it's a teens book, but it's still good. And then there's the Lightbringers, series.
Yeah.
I haven't finished all the way through yet, but it's good.
I've gotten to the latest book in the Lightbringers, and there's going to be another book in the series.
Which one?
The Lightbringer series.
No, I thought there was only 4.
Apparently, he was planning on 4, but it's going to be more than 4.
Yay!
So, and that means more chance for lore, because like some of the lore that's popped up in it is like, oh my god, what?
Oh yeah, because the Blinding Knife, of course, is the second. Black Prism's first. Apparently, there's a novelette called The Gunner's Apprentice.
Yeah, that one. Okay, Blinding Knife.
There's the Broken Eye, the Blood Mirror, and then the Untitled one.
Yeah.
I've read through the Blinding Knife. I'm waiting for them to all be finished so I can just go through them all completely.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
And Michael's sitting here, kind of going like, okay.
Gross.
Not even that. Just it's some. I've never gotten into any of these series that you guys are talking about, so I'm just like, oh, okay.
If anything, do you like fantasy?
I do, but I like fantasy, but I like high fantasy, sword and sorcery fantasy.
Mm-hmm.
I sometimes do, but usually don't like when it's the modern sorcery.
Contemporary fantasy, as I would put it.
Okay. I tried Lightbringer series. It is somewhat sword and sorcery, but at the same time, different.
Yeah. The magic system is definitely interesting.
It's what's good. It's based off of colors,
Yeah.
and to cast
That's
magic,
like
you
a
have to see the
frustrating
color you have
hell out of
access
me.
to.
Huh?
That sounds like that would frustrate the hell out of me as
Why?
someone who's colorblind. Well,
Oh no! It actually
shade
that
blind.
comes into play. It comes into play in the book. They discuss it.
Yeah. And
They discuss the fact that in this world, women are considered more superior because they are tend to not be colorblind.
whereas, in my opinion, it's like it feels like in the world men are more more prone to being colorblind in the world than in the normal world. Even though like there's various types of color blindness.
Yeah.
And as such, it's like, and other factors into the magic is that like the types of colors that you can cast also have alternate effects in the fact that should
Green
I
makes you wild, essentially. If
uh,
that's what you're talking about.
green makes you wild, red makes you angry,
Blue makes you. It doesn't calm you down. It makes you
logical.
more-
Spock.
Yes.
It makes you more like Spock.
Yes. You get the nerve pinch and everything. Yellow. Yellow's weird.
I think they don't really tell us what yellow is, other than balanced. Orange.
Brightwater is very strange. It's also called Brightwater.
Yes.
It's very strange because it actually creates its own. It creates its own light, which is really strange. But they never describe the effect it has on anybody, really.
Yeah.
I think it's. I almost want to say fear, but I'm thinking of the wall.
The Brightwater Wall. Yeah.
Yeah, that was fucking nuts.
Oh yeah, that
So,
scene
yeah,
just
equal Living Pierce. Peace.
it is definitely interesting. Admittedly, like you may be interested in Jim Butcher's fantasy series, but it's kind of like not high fantasy, but mid fantasy. Because instead of being like medieval times, it's more like Roman times.
Which, definitely is good as well.
And the magic in that one is like you basically get a helper spirit that's usually akin to an element like fire or water. And as such, most of the time the elemental spirit is like will always be bound to you, and it can help you do various things. I have to reread the series because I've forgotten so much about it. But
I'm rereading through all of the freaking Luxons, and I have to reread the series again now. I want to wait for the 5th book, but I can't. My God.
oh yeah, the spells in the Prism series,
Library.
Lightbreaker series. The magic's like the types, the basically magic
Create a physical object.
create a physical thing, and they're called Luxon.
And there's 7 colors total. It all follows the rainbow. So there's sub-red, which is
infrared.
infrared. Yep, and it's basically solid. It's heat, which can be solidified if given enough concentration, I believe.
Yeah.
There's red Luxon, which is highly flammable and causes you to be angry, basically. There's orange, which is
Manipulative. Basically, you can read people's emotions.
yeah, and it's also it's kind of just oily. Not much.
If you mix it with red, you can basically create napalm, magical napalm.
Yeah,
Yes,
it's
you can
basically
also.
just a pure liquid that moves.
Yeah.
I don't think it's ever anything but a liquid. So.
Yeah. From
Yellow we've
orange,
discussed.
green. The only other one I could think is, uh, what do they call ultraviolet?
Superviolet.
Superviolet, which is invisible, so they use it for
It has a
essentially
lot of uses.
kind
Has
of.
a lot of different uses. You can actually use it to tag different things. You can sew a symbol with it. You can actually use it to make it impossible for others to hear you, if I remember correctly.
Yep.
It has a lot of purposes. I think it's also poisonous. So if you prick somebody with it, it'll kill them. Or
No.
peril.
That's peril. And
Peril.
technically, there in the world, there's like
Heretical.
heretical colors.
Peril and chi.
Yeah, they finally got to chi. I'm sad to say this.
Yeah, I've always read about it, but they never really say much about it. It's the exact opposite of peril. Peril is being these both they require you to be able to either completely open your iris.
In this case, peril basically the way it's described in book is essentially like the one character that can cast peril, like her eyes open way past the whites of her eyes, like
Yeah, like her whole eye becomes straight black,
it,
and that's how you see it, and it's completely poisonous, and they don't. People refuse to
acknowledge
admit
that it's a
it
proper
exists.
thing.
Yeah.
And they're finally getting to uses of peril, like, and peril is like holy shit kind of coloration. And
They haven't discussed too much. They got to it, but they didn't discuss it
they
a whole
they
lot. I think it's Australia that can do all of it.
the way I understand chi is that chi is kind of come acrossing as a way of like literally seeing the entire movement of certain aspects. Because if you read the last part of the last book, God, what's his name? Main character.
Gavin.
Not Gavin. Fat kid.
What's this kid's name? Yeah, I can't remember his name right now. I know who you're talking about though. I can't remember his name for the life of me. Which his kid's pretty cool. I like him. He gives her a nice change. He's actually not fat by that portion. He's actually pretty.
He's more like his body type is barrel chested, and so like he still considers himself fat, but he's not. He's literally just that type of bodybuilder shape where he's.
The Blackguard tournament is something fucking amazing.
Oh god, the Blackguard tournament.
Yeah, that's is that book 2 or 3 actually? I think that's 3, isn't it? I might have read 3.
That's actually book 2.
Is it book 2?
It's
God,
book
there's a
2
lot that happens.
because
But anyway, there is 2 other ones that are legendary. There's White Luxon and Black Luxon.
And book 4 finally deals with what Black Luxon is, which.
That's okay. No, shh, go.
Yeah.
I want to know. That one
The
I don't want to know yet, but I know White Luxon is just supposed to be the blinding knife.
the blinding knife is supposed to be made from both white and black Luxon.
Yeah.
But
And it's supposed to be like the thing that can kill anything.
no, actually, it's the thing that's supposed to essentially rob anything of being able to cast magic. Yes.
So they actually go through it more.
Uh-huh.
I need to read all the way through it now. But Black Luxon is supposed to be completely destructive. I believe basically white is supposed to kind of give life.
Uh,
If like the little bit they talk about it in the earlier books is true.
yeah. They finally discuss what Black Luxon is, and it is destruction. That I can at
Yeah.
least confirm.
Gavin thinks he can make it, doesn't he?
I can't say anything, cause
Uh, but Kip. His name is Kip.
Kip, yes. Cause like at the end of the 5th book, he does actually learn to see chi. And the moment that he does is crazy.
Crazier than the bright water wall.
Crazier than the bright water wall, because the fact that the entire portion of him seeing in chi just sets him up for so many things.
I would love to see a properly done movie.
So, apologies to anyone listening who has just had anything spoiled for them.
Sorry.
We have not talked about anything spoilers really.
Um,
Everything we've talked about is pretty basic.
admittedly,
I
like,
think
I think chi gets brought up in the 3rd book. Like, the briefest of moments, kind of. And,
I mean,
like,
they don't. They stay very vague about almost everything that we've talked about so far.
Yeah, and I mean, like, the 4th book is when things start getting a little bit more codified about everything. Including, some of the supposedly heretical uses of colors, or luxons.
Such as the whites,
Uh,
the color whites.
the white. The whites, yeah.
What they start doing with it, that's pretty fucking nuts. So basically, what a white is if you use too much magic, your color actually starts to fill up the whites of your eyes, the iris of your eyes. Sorry, and if it breaks through your iris, then your whole eye becomes that color essentially, and you can't. You basically become addicted to that color.
Essentially, essentially, the whites are supposedly, the term is called breaking the halo.
Yeah.
Because the iris part of your eye is the halo, and it shows up in it as various things. And if you go past it, you basically become, essentially in that society's eye, a monster.
You become basically a demon to their god, which is...
which are known as Banes.
Oh no, the Banes are different. The Banes are the pure...
The Banes are essentially the equivalent of gods.
They're the pure manifestation of each color.
Mm-hmm.
Which can birth the gods. If someone powerful enough enters one.
Yeah, allows them to enter.
Yeah. And, oh my god, that's... Him going after the freaking...
The first one was the Blue Bane.
Blue Bane, then the Green Bane at the battle... what's the name of that city?
God, Yeah,
Lots of stuff.
Lots of stuff.
It's a very, very packed book. You follow 3 different people in total. Starting off with Kip, then he goes to Gavin as well.
And
Astrea?
Astrea, and then no, actually, I'd put it more like it changes how many people it follows, because it starts out with 2.
It kind of changes like each chapter.
Yeah.
Like Game of Thrones.
It's basically, it starts out with Kip, then goes to Gavin, but also then follows what's her name? The person that Gavin's in love with.
What is her name? Karis.
Karis. But then we get introduced to Astrea, or Taya for short.
Taya, yeah, Taya. And she's actually pretty fucking badass herself.
Oh yeah.
She's. We learned basically their colors right away because they're in school, and in school their colors are shown.
Yeah.
What they are.
There's a test that basically the school called the Chromaria does that. Basically, the entire thing is a Kobayashi Maru type move, where it's designed to make people fail.
Yes, and I always kind of say yes and no.
Yeah.
To the failure portion, because there is no failing it. It's just going through stresses to see what colors you are, essentially.
Yeah.
If you don't use a color during that time to try and save yourself from it, then you're not, obviously you can't control that color.
Yeah.
And then there's also the super chromat test, where they give you a bunch of different colored tiles.
Yeah, the tiles are the tiles are more for checking to see if you're super chromat and to see how well your eyesight is.
Super chromat is your ability to see every color in every shade, essentially.
And
it just means that you're not colorblind.
Not colorblind, and you can actually can do certain things because yellow or bright water, is it called? When it's an imperfect version of it, it's a liquid that just basically kind of evaporates into light. But if you can basically cast perfect yellow,
it stays like that forever.
It stays like that forever and is unbreakable.
That's the bright water wall, which creates its own light, which is freaky.
Yeah, because like the way it works is that yellow, if you do imperfect yellow, it tends to be like they tend to use it for as kind of like a battery / energy source for the other colors, since it follows the rules of Luxin. Essentially disappear, will degrade over time and generally disappear the next morning.
Unless it's created perfectly, which few can do.
Very few can do, and then even then, it will, supposedly the Chromaria was created with various Luxins, but even then, they still have to occasionally do patch-up jobs.
Yeah, okay, well, there's 7, I think there's a total of 7 different, or maybe only 5, because there's only 5 actual colors, but there's several different towers that you learn in the Chromaria. Each one's based off a different color.
No, there is actually 7 towers, but 2 of them are not actually made with their Luxin, because they just can't.
I would love to see the sub-red tower. It'd be amazing. It'd be hell.
Oh god, the sub-red tower would be bad. I think
the sub-red is pure fire, basically.
It's essentially like, because like technically, if you can contort it, sub-red makes crystals known as fire crystals.
Yeah, flame crystals, which burst into fire when exposed to air.
Which means that since nobody can cast vacuums for whatever reason, it's
Gavin gets away around that.
Oh yeah. They finally go into that part of the story, and I'm not going to describe what I mean by that part because that is spoilers.
Yes, it is. I am not going to go there. I'm just saying. You can get creative. If you, Gavin, we've said his name several times. We haven't explained what or who he is. Essentially, just before the books, a couple years before the books start, there was the Brothers' War, I believe. Or is that magic?
No, the False Prisms War.
The False Prisms War, thank you. The Brothers' War is Magic the Gathering. But when it comes to the False Prisms War, the Prism is supposed to be the only person that can ever cast every single color at the same time. It is meant to keep them all in check. And are they twins?
Their older and younger brother, Gavin and Dazen.
Yeah. And essentially, the two of them fought over to who was the proper prism.
Because Gavin was the prism, but then Dazen found out that shown that he was a full spectrum polychrome, which is a way of saying, hey, he can cast all the colors.
Yeah. And it's when they found that out, again, fighting, war, yay. And then the book takes place again, I think, like 10 years after that, because that's how old Kip is in the very beginning of the books. Or is it 14?
14.
14. So, Kip is Gavin's son from... It's his bastard.
Mm-hmm.
Put it in proper terms. But, and he finds out about him after getting a letter from...
Kip's mother, who
is basically a morphine addict.
Essentially, she turned into a morphine addict.
Mm-hmm. I don't remember why though. There was a purpose behind it, but I forgot why. But and he actually, Gavin finds Kip through series of events, not really spoilers, could happen in the first chapter, but not gonna say it. And then puts him through the Chromaria school after finding out that he is actually a chromat.
Yeah, find that.
I didn't know you actually like these books.
I did, because I got introduced to the Night War the
Night Angel trilogy.
Night Angel trilogy, and I was like, I really like the concept behind it. And the Night Angel trilogy, its form of magic is completely different.
That's not even magic, in my opinion.
Yeah.
It's different.
Yeah, there still is magic in it, but there's just this fact that
mages, of course.
Is that it's like this weird, like, there's various sects of magic, and one of which is like essentially necromancy, but with demons.
Fucking Caldarian? Fuck.
I forgot what they're called. Also, sorry, Aeon Strafe, if you think we're ignoring you. And I think Michael...
Oh, no. Michael's... He said he'd be right back.
Okay. Calidor, yeah.
They raise the fucking dead and...
They basically just say, fuck it,
And what ends up becoming, like, when you find out about a goddess, Kali...
Oh, God, that was just...
Talk about it. That's such spoiler, but oh my god, that was amazing. So much, like, every country in this world has a different form of magic, I guess you would call it. It's not...
And
it is magic at the same time, and it isn't at this point in time. In the past, it was magic. This kind of becomes something different.
Yeah, and there's even like a country that doesn't even do magic because it's against like.
Sorry, I'm watching this. I'm still watching.
Yeah.
But what country is that that refuses magic?
I forget. Also, I finally get the airship in this game now. I'm happy. And I love the airship in this one because this is one of the very few ones I'd love to get my hands on for travel in the real world.
Still, one of my favorite things in this in general is Erez.
Which one?
The Staff of Law.
Oh.
Yeah. That. Yeah. Well, I guess technically, which one does he wield? No, Iris is the one that the king gets. Kurok is the one that the assassin gets, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Still, it's fucking cool.
Yeah, I mean, like, I like how Brent Weeks writes his stories because they're set up with a lot more variation, and sometimes you're not really following a hero, you're following essentially that one guy that just somehow stumbled upon shit.
Well, it's different. It kind of not really, because they're integral to the plot. I mean, and of course, Night Ender Trilogy is written purely from third person.
Following, what's his name?
He changes his name several times.
I'm trying to remember the name when he had as a kid, which was...
Let me find it. No. Give me a fucking second. It wasn't Rat. He kills Rat.
Yeah, Rat is the guy that he basically just... Oh.
That was cool. That was good.
Yeah.
But no, it's Azov.
It's what?
Azov.
Azoff. Also, we now have Flamey, our fuzzy dragon friend.
Flamio. I knew you were furry.
What do you mean?
I mean, what?
But we now have Flamey, our fuzzy dragon.
Azov is such a good character for such a
Asshole?
I mean, he's not really even an asshole towards the end, but it's I don't know. The shit that happens to him and the goodwill he shows occasionally is amazing for what he's been through. Still, I really feel bad for like the only character I've ever felt bad for was God, what was her name as a child?
God. Oh, the girl, the...
Yeah, I don't think she's given a name when she's... I think she just has a nickname.
Yeah.
But that rat bastard.
Oh, Rat. Also, welcome back, Michael.
Hi, Mike.
Yeah,
How you do?
I do.
But Rat, oh my god, what happened to Rat was fucking...
He deserved every single bit of it.
Oh, yeah, he did. Oh, yeah. I feel bad. I do feel kind of bad for Jarl.
Yeah.
I say Jarl because of Skyrim, but Jarl.
Jarl, yeah. What was his teacher's name?
Jarls? Or Durzo?
Durzo. I kind of feel sorry for Durzo just
Yeah.
because of, like...
Durzo gets fucked over because of the whole story he's trying to do.
Yeah.
Like what he does to try and accomplish what happens to him to become Durzo.
And in a sense, Durzo is kind of... I want to say that everything about the story kind of basically... He kind of got stuck in a position that he's trying to fix. But...
It's difficult.
It's difficult to describe it. Yeah.
The wolf, it's hard to feel bad for, but at the same time... It never really explains... Does it ever truly explain what the wolf, or how the wolf keeps bringing him back?
I think he mentioned that it's essentially a kind of curse.
So, oh, that's right. It's not actually the wolf doing it. It's the Kari. and it's just the wolf giving an option to it.
Yeah, the wolf is essentially the option, and in a weird sense, it's like giving him an option, but he does it anyway, kind of thing.
Yeah, he doesn't recognize the shit. Though I think the black is I think just because of what the black is what shapes most of the backstory in general for the series.
Also, this is one thing I've kind of learned from Brent Weeks is that he has a huge fascination with colors and the number 7, at least.
Oh yeah. Oh god. Yeah, I mean at least when it comes to especially when it comes to the Lightbringer series, because everything's based around the number 7 essentially.
Yeah.
The 7 colors, the 7 satrapies.
Satrapies, the 7 Banes.
Yeah, well, one for each color. And there's I guess the 7. There's also 7 Kakari, so there's the black, the silver, the red, the white, the brown, the green, the blue.
Yeah. Oh, the
I think it's.
God.
Oh my god, I can't say anything without spoiling the whole damn thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I want to talk about it, but at the same time, you can't talk about it because everything that is mentioned and done in the book is a spoiler because it spoils something.
Yeah. Because there's a lot of, like, really weird, like, lots of setups and lots of just things that...
Like, if you don't remember what happens early on in the book, there's references, like, in the 3rd book to stuff that happened in the very beginning of the 1st.
Yeah.
It's
and, like, the whole, like, the first thing that Kip meets is a chained-up green-white. And a lot of things are referencing back to that, and everyone's like, how the hell? How does that...
Okay.
Yeah.
But he likes the... I like his books, I think, mostly because of the fact he has no problem going back to that. And that just adds reread value.
Yeah. Let's see here.
Some of the wording... I mean, he only has 2 series out, and he's sold both really well, from what I understand.
Mm-hmm.
So, actually, yeah, since you've read both, would you rather see Night Angel movies or Lightbringer movies, if they did?
I'd say
shows, but
I'd want to say that the Nightbringer series would be better as a show than as a movie, whereas the Lightbringer series would be much more much better as a oh god, term. Movie. Like set of movies.
Yeah, I mean, it does help that it all follows the same character.
Yeah.
For Night Angel, and yeah, I mean, if you were gonna do Lightbringer, it would have to be set up pretty much almost exactly like Game of Thrones, because that's essentially the format that it follows as far as the characters.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, but yeah, if you haven't read, it's not really, it's magic, but it's not magic, and it's very dark. But you need to read the Night Angel trilogy, Michael.
Read what?
The Night Angel trilogy.
The name of the trilogy is very like edgelord-esque, I want to say.
Yeah. It is, but at the same time, it's kind of makes sense. It's edgelord for the sake of, it's not edgelord for the sake of edgelord. At least in my opinion. I'm gonna send you a link to it because I think it's not that expensive. Yeah, the complete trilogy right now is $11.71.
that's not that bad.
And that's for like a single book. If you want 3 individual books, it's 15.
And then there's like the short story book, which follows a little bit of Durzo.
Yeah, that starts off with Durzo. That's Beyond the Shadow? No, it's the 3rd book. It's a novelette. I don't remember what it's called right now. I have it.
Yeah.
But I'll send you a link to the cheap version.
Or we could always do the typical thing, which is pirates.
Shh. You gotta buy this book. It's only $12 for all 3 of them.
Yeah, but I would recommend buying it because like it's one of those.
It's so worth it. Like it's $12. He's probably only saving like 5 cents of it, but it's so worth it.
Well, digital copy. If you buy a digital copy, he'll get a good chunk of money from it. So.
There's a lot of books I need to actually read. Let me take a look at my list real quick. Let's look at my book list on Amazon. Have either of you guys read The Giver or seen the movie at least?
Blech. I hate it.
No?
That is a yes.
He doesn't like it.
I don't like it because it's not science fiction.
It's not science fiction. It's not really meant to be science fiction though.
No, it's classified as science fiction.
I think that's misclassification then.
Yeah.
I would purely consider that misclassification because it's not science fiction as much as it is just. I don't even know. I don't know what I would place it as. It's just a good story.
I would put it as fiction myself, but I really didn't like it because of the fact that being forced to read it in
You were forced to read it?
middle school.
When the fuck did this come out? Shit.
Uh,
I'll have to check. But anyways, it's good. It's dystopian. It's dystopian is what I would put it as. Because it's learning about a world and the fucked up things that happened in it. Essentially. Not learning about the fucked up things that happen in it, the reason why they do the fucked up things that happen. The movies, if you want to see it, just watch the movie. It's on Netflix. 1994, so yeah, I guess that would be middle school. I still need to read the Witcher series, although I don't want to give that fucker any money. I don't know how to say his name. Andrzej Sapkowski.
yeah.
He is consistently bagging on the game, saying that they're terrible, and that he never should have sold the rights for it because they did a bad job. I don't know if you guys have played any of the Witcher games. Witcher 1, because controls, I don't like the combat in it personally, but
I've
Man,
never heard anything
Witcher
but
3.
positive about Witcher 3.
Witcher 3 is nothing but good. If you haven't played The Witcher 3, get it when it's cheap. If you're questioning it, it is so much fun. It is one of the most in-depth games for a basic RPG. You don't build a character, you play a character that's already in the world and just build him out how you want to play him, basically. I need to actually read the John Dies at the End books.
Yeah.
I still need to read Bridge of Birds.
Oh, Jesus Christ! How can you have skipped over that one?
I haven't skipped over. I haven't gotten it yet. I was looking. I wanted to try and buy it from a local shop first, but it's impossible.
Trying to find an actual physical copy of that book is impossible, because somebody did a small re-release of like the series, which technically it's supposed to be 7 books, but due to publishing issues, the author only wrote 3, and he's not going to write any more until the issues are resolved.
Yeah,
But
if you want to call them publishing issues.
I say publish.
That was the polite thing. That was the polite thing to say, I presume.
Yes,
Yeah, that's the very polite thing to say.
because like the entire things that happen to the author is I want
It's
to.
fucked up.
It's royally fucked up. Where the
Moldy Coffee. I just found the Moldy Coffee book.
Yay, moldy coffee!
That's a reference. I don't think Michael will understand.
No, I don't.
Okay, Michael, have you seen The Edge of Tomorrow? Is it Edge of
I've
Tomorrow?
not.
It's a Tom Cruise movie. You should watch it.
That's probably
Well-
why I didn't see it, because I can't stand him.
It's actually a very good movie, even with him. The original Japanese books are better, but you know that's how it is. Oh yeah, I forgot I have both the light novel and the manga.
Ha 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 ha.
It's the only Japanese source material that has been somewhat decently ported by American people, at least. Like this is all Americans that did the movie. But find one of these books. It's a cyberpunk book that I've been meaning to read. An old one. Not Snow Crash.
Not Snow Crash. Describe the plot. I may remember because I've been watching some things about various type of cyberpunk settings.
It's very old. I can't even think about the setting right now. Essentially, bad things happen. Oh no, bad end of the world. Blah blah blah. No, I can't remember the title of it. Snow Crash I need to read as well.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, have either of you read Altered Carbon yet?
I just heard about Altered Carbon. I'm not quite sure if I'd be into it myself.
When we get together next, let me know. Remind me, I should say, and I will bring you my copy.
Okay.
It's not cyberpunk, it's post-cyberpunk. It's the world, basically after everything's been taken over already, and things have settled, kind of. It's not, because when I think of cyberpunk, I think of a lot of, I kind of think of a lot of stuff still going on, a lot of the controls, there's a lot of control still happening, or fighting for control stuff. But in Altered Carbon, most of it's been fought out in the setting that you're at, which is Earth. It takes place in the future.
Yep.
And essentially, the main character, Takashi Kovacs, he's brought to Earth out of jail, essentially. The jail being, your mind is uploaded to the servers called the Stack, I believe, and you stay there for, if you have 100 years, you're stuck there for 100 years, except for time is moving quicker for you. And then you're brought back, put in a new body. Now he gets brought out of the stacks to find by a guy who wants to know why he killed himself. That's the easiest way to put it. And I still can't find that book. God damn it. Neuromancer.
Neuromancer? Okay.
That's what I've been meaning to read.
Yeah, I think that's like one of the first books of essentially cyberpunk.
Yeah, it's the book that basically created cyberpunk. I also been meaning to read Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell.
Oh, wow, that.
I saw the show. I actually watched the show on Netflix. Liked it. I don't want to read it.
Hmm.
It's gonna piss me off if I can't find that book. But
Yeah. For people wondering, like, we're huge nerds, which means that like so many book lists that we're trying to catch up on.
oh yeah, so many.
Because
Where I'm admittedly not as much of one in that while there are some books that I do like, I tend to be much more picky about books because it's such a time investment.
Mm-hmm.
I can kind of see that,
Yeah.
but that's also part of the reason why I got a Kindle Paperwhite. So
See,
that I
honestly,
so I can read
if,
for that.
if I were to do a lot of books at this point, I would probably be more interested in like an audiobook service and just listen to audiobooks at work because I tend to listen to Spotify or watch YouTube or what have you at work a lot. And something that would replace that would be okay. But something, I mean, I don't have that many eye hours.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, that's why I get most of my reading done before I actually go to sleep at night.
That's prime video game time. Well, I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, this is more just you actually sleep better if you read before you go to sleep. So
Videos.
I speak from experience that is not accurate in my case. When I would try and sleep before bed, I would end up, no, I need one more chapter. No, I need one more chapter. No, I need one more chapter. Why is that the sun?
What is that giant, huge, glowing orb? Oh shit, is that the sun?
No, I know what it is. I said, why is that the sun? I spoke correctly. That was what I meant to say.
Yeah.
I guess. Okay. I can't say I haven't done it, but
Of course you can't say you haven't done that. You'd be lying if you said you hadn't done that.
Yeah. But I do it a lot with comic books, actually, because comic books are... Fuck, I started reading them and I just can't stop.
I have to be honest, I've owned maybe 3 comic books in my entire life, and never all at once. I'm not a huge comic book fan. Despite the fact that my favorite MMO of all time is City of Heroes, I didn't get into it because it was superheroes. I got into it because I was playing with my, at the time, boyfriend, and I've just never stopped, even after we broke up. I'm like, I'm sorry, but I keep the game in this relation. I keep the game in this divorce.
Oh, hey! Hey, Ryan.
What?
Chat.
Hi. Yeah, I was like, hey, join. What you talking about?
Hello in chat.
Hello.
Hello! We watched some videos.
I need to watch that movie again.
But, yeah, it's...
Stop reminding me of things I need to watch, God damn it. Or read.
I made the recommendation to Justin that he should read, Bridge of Birds, because it's... it's a fantasy series. I would...
China.
It takes place in China, and as such... The best way I could describe it would be that it is high fantasy, in a sense.
High fantasy despite modern fantasy?
No, it takes place in China, but it's like ancient China.
Oh, okay.
So, because like it follows the adventures of a character known as his nickname is Number 10 Ox and Master Lee, who it is a really great series, and I feel just pissed off because of the whole situation the author went through. Because he does mention events that happen in other books in the rest of them, and I will never get to see these events that are referenced ever again.
Oh, this is the same one you were talking about earlier, where the author is never going to finish what's going on until things are resolved.
Yes, which they're never going to be. Because...
The publishing companies are dickbags.
The publishing company is dickbag.
That's what I just said. Yeah.
Oh.
It seems to happen quite a bit, unfortunately.
Yeah, considering that this is just from me looking around to be published, since I do want to be an author.
Same.
Some of the publishing companies have put up really weird restrictions, like, oh, you want to do fantasy, it can't be medieval or oriental fantasy. It has to be some minor, like you have to put it in someplace else, like Native American or Indian. And I'm like, what?
Is Orbit that bad?
I want to say the one that had that was Penguin Publishing.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know about that. Orbit's. I pay a lot of attention to Orbit because I've liked a lot of the stuff they put out.
One of the ones.
Sorry.
One of the ones that I'm looking to try and get published through is Bayan, because their restriction is.
Bayan is really good.
Because Bayan's restriction is, you can like we don't care what you write down. Just if you like, we'll take a look at it. We'd like to it be at least what is it, like a million words?
Jesus.
Yeah, but they don't. They don't. But they say that if you feel like you could that the story you wrote is really good, we'll still look at it. But we may not do physical copies.
Well,
oh, I didn't realize Terry Brooks was.
Bayan?
No, he's Orbit.
Oh.
I'm on Orbit's website, but Jim Butcher is Orbit. Brent Weeks is Orbit.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought Jim Butcher was Rock Publishing.
I believe he used to be, but he shows up on Orbit's website now.
Okay, so maybe Rock switched switched parent companies.
Might have to see. Let me check Jim Butcher. It might only be for like the UK stuff for him though as well.
Okay.
I'm only seeing UK and Aussie links forums.
Well, and I know that Mercedes Lackey, who I mean is definitely one of my favorite authors of all time. She used to be Bane. I think she went to a different company though.
Yeah, but like Bayan, I think Bayan has Purnell, Jerry Purnell, and I really do like Bayan's, because like they do publish a lot of just science fiction without just going like, oh hey, we need you to be like accessing certain aspects of science fiction. It's like, what? What's with all these weird stipulations for science fiction?
Well, and the concern is, and I mean, I kind of to a degree get it with some companies, because some companies, build a name for, if you're reading their books, it's because they have X type of science fiction.
Yeah.
Or X type of fantasy, or X type of whatever. It creates a brand in a way that, if you're reading something from this company, you already know what you're in for, and you already know you like it. So, if you know that the last 10 books you bought from them were all of that type, and you liked all 10 of them, then it's a fairly safe bet to say, okay, well, I'm going to read this author who I've never read before, but since it's published by them, I know that it's good and in the style I like.
Yep.
Michael, do you have any fashion of e-reader by chance?
I do not.
Alright, because I was going to say, The Way of Shadows, the first book of the Night Angel trilogy, is $2.99 on Amazon for the Kindle.
Palace of Darkness. Palace of Darkness. Okay. Trying to.
What are you even watching, you hiding? What are you watching?
Yeah, Ryan. What do you watch? What is your game?
Well, we know what his game is.
I was about to mention something, but I was like, nope, not going there. Wait, where is the Palace of Darkness? Oh god, I've forgotten so much of the map. In the Ice Country? No, it can't be the Ice Country. Okay. Ah, here we go. God, what? I'm trying to remember where I'm supposed to go, and I'm freaking out.
Go down. Just down.
In an earlier round?
And then check it all about.
If we go back to what we were speaking about earlier,
Yeah.
Meaning SDCC, Westworld looks good.
Oh,
It
then.
keeps looking better and better.
Yeah.
I didn't see the Orville. I'm actually just looking at the list at the moment.
Isn't Orville premiering like really soon?
I don't know. It's the comedy one.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It like isn't Orville really like showing up soon?
Let me check real quick. It's Seth MacFarlane, so it's gonna be iffy.
Yeah.
I find Seth MacFarlane is either a big hit or a big miss. Well, actually, I take that back. Because no one even remembers what his miss is, so... It's a big hit, but, you know, questionable material. More appropriately.
I'm looking at I'm watching the trailer for Orville right now, and
Not looking promising?
not really.
Hmm.
September the 10th is when it comes out, but
Okay, so I was kind of correct in the fact that it was very soon.
yeah, it is definitely soon, but it just doesn't.
There's just nothing's catching the eye.
No, I mean the sci-fi bits catch my eye because it looks like a true sci-fi show, but the comedy bit is what.
It's pissing you off.
Yeah, I mean because it says it's gonna be supposed to be like a workplace comedy. It plays like it should be more of a movie because I think it's a series, but it looks like it's supposed to be a movie.
Oh boy.
But I don't know. I'll watch a little bit of it and probably just not watch anymore. But
Then there's like Discovery.
Discovery, I actually. It looks good, but at the same time, I'm kind of torn on it.
Yeah, because it's gonna be like streaming only through, oh god, is it ABC's?
CBS.
CBS.
I'll watch it once Eddie downloads it.
Yeah, or if Eddie doesn't download it.
If he doesn't I'm sure he will, because it's Eddie.
Yeah, knowing Eddie, he'll probably pop it on there.
Hey, he downloads fucking everything and anything he gets his hands on.
Except for the latest season of Steven Universe.
Didn't actually watch that yet. But
Yeah.
it looks promising, but at the same time, it feels like it's taking itself too seriously.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, it's okay to take yourself seriously, but not excessively. It could just be the trailer, though. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm kind of picky on it, and with like the Arrow and the Flash, how those started coming out, just I don't know. TV shows just don't seem to be doing so hot when they take themselves too seriously.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of what else. Ready Player One just looks good.
I still have I'm okay with it, but I'm a little apprehensive because it's kind of got that thing of like the licensing issues.
Well, it's being done by Warner Brothers, I believe,
Yeah.
and I think it's also Steven Spielberg.
Steven Spielberg is going to be the director on it, I think.
I'm pretty sure he can get his hands on whatever the hell he pleases.
But
Yeah.
like, there's certain things that I know they're probably not going to be able to get their hands on because certain late game stuff that shows up.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm hoping they can, but they were able to get. I mean, just from what I'm seeing here, they were able to get their hands on quite a bit. There's some Marvel stuff in there, I believe, unless we're keeping it purposely hidden. I mean, you see Freddy in there, for God's sakes.
They didn't get the light cycles per se, but it looks like they might have got because like I showed it to a friend and he's like, "Wait, is that a light cycle?" And then I took a closer look at it and it's like, it looks more like the bike from Akira.
That could have been better, in my opinion.
But at the same time, it's like I'm more of dreading the final fight scene with the like giant, huge like fights.
Oh, I just saw that. Yeah, I'm looking at the trailer. That is definitely the cycle from Akira.
But it's got Tron lines on it, so it's like, what the hell?
God, that bike is fucking beautiful still. That's definitely the Akira bike. But if they were able to get most of the stuff that we're seeing in this trailer, I hold hopes for it.
Yeah, I mean, like I'm hoping that they at least get Spider-Man's that. I don't care if what is the evil corporation's name again?
IOI. It doesn't really give itself a name. It's just the symbols.
Yeah, IOI, which
It's pipe.
Yep.
Technically.
Yeah.
But,
technically, since they get a set of mechs that I know if I mention the name, Mike will probably just go like, well, they're automatically fucking boned.
Oh God, what?
They get the Avas.
Best of luck with that one.
well, if they're able to get some of the other stuff, I don't see that being a problem.
Yeah, I mean, like, something of equal, I want to say, level of reference.
The visuals look good, though.
I will say the visuals definitely match.
The song that they used in the trailer, I like.
Yeah.
Frickin'. Oh, God, what is it? Oh, Jesus Christ. It's from Willy Wonka. Pure imagination.
Yeah.
The fact that they have pure imagination is...
Surprising.
It's a nice choice.
Mm-hmm. Yay, I've finally got the 2 items that I need to deal with freaking stupid bullshit status effects.
What is the ship that he flies around in? Yes, I know he gets several of them eventually, but what's the one he uses?
I think the ship that he flies around in was the last Starfighter. The I can't remember the name of it, but it's from the last Starfighter.
Let me see. Oh, and if you look at some of the scenes, you can actually see the I don't know what it's called. You see the DeLorean with the license plate that says Parzival.
Yeah. That one they got in the book, so I'm kind of like okay with that one. Okay. Admittedly, I'm kind of running into a dead end here, because I can't remember where the fucking Palace of Darkness was.
Well, and here's the complicated part: is we're just about to the 2-hour mark.
Yeah, so uh, I'm going to save the game and call it a stream for now.
By virtue of necessity, I would agree.
Yep.
Oh, before we go though, Pacific Rim.
Yes.
It
Also,
showed nothing, but I can't wait.
no, they did show a few things. Because the fact that it has been confirmed that all of the things that are shown in the trailer are going to be mechs participating in Pacific Rim 2. All of them.
All of the okay, I would hope so, but
Uh,
it doesn't
and
explain what the enemy is, though, does it? I
n-
mean,
they
it shows a shadow of them, but that's supposed to be like the explanation of this is what happened in the past.
yeah, but the fact is that they kind of mentioned it is that they closed a portal,
So
and
what is it, Atlantic Rim now?
uh in this case, like there may be other portals from other aliens that may try and take over. I think another thing was it wasn't a trailer, but an announcement of essentially other other legendary studios projects, which was the announcement of the next Godzilla film from Legendary Studios,
Yeah, that'd be a
which
nice crossover. Um,
well, technically they have to deal with the Godzilla versus King Kong first, which is
mm,
what Skull Island was setting up for. Because apparently the universe of Kong Island and Godzilla, Legendary Studios versions, take place in the same universe, apparently.
um, real quick for Pacific Rim,
Hmm.
are they one pilot now?
They haven't confirmed nor denied it.
Okay, because that's all we see of.
John Boyega.
Yeah, we only see the one.
But in this case, a lot of people are supposing that it may be switched to a one-person pilot. But with some of the mech designs, there are probably going to be a couple of 2 or 3 pilot designs.
I wouldn't doubt it with some of them.
Yeah.
They definitely look sleeker, which is kind of strange to see. But
Well, to explain is that I already know of 3 of the mechs' names. I just can't remember 2 of them. But the Gypsy Danger one that we saw in the trailer, that's not Gypsy Danger.
oh no, it's I forget the name of it, but
It's Gypsy Avenger. I looked
yeah.
at it and it's basically Gypsy Danger and what the Australian one. It was.
Oh,
It's basically it's like okay, we just decide to squish them together. So
honestly, the Australian one was fucking amazing.
it
Chest rockets, it's fucking chest rockets, man.
well, Gypsy Danger had the fucking chest blaster.
Yeah, well, It wasn't really a chest. It wasn't meant to be used like that. If I
It's,
remember
no,
correctly.
but with the fact that Gypsy Avenger has two of them now, um,
So there's the Gypsy Avenger, which is the flagship. There's the
mhm.
Bracer Phoenix.
Bracer Phoenix, yeah.
Oh no, the Bracer Phoenix shoots from the chest.
Ooh.
That's a Mark V.
Oh wait, are you looking at the no, Bracer Phoenix? It's something Avenger.
Yeah, Gypsy Avenger has the Conpa. That's no, it has elbow rockets, two
Two
turbines
nuclear
for power.
turbine, yeah.
There's the chain sword, a gravity sling, a plasma caster.
Wait, Gravity Sling.
That's what it says because gravity sling. It's in his right hand.
Uh,
Um, that's about it for weapons on the Gypsy Avenger. The Bracer Phoenix has that's definitely gonna have two. There's the pilot chamber and then there's the gunner pod, which is gonna be for fucking anything.
yeah.
Um, it's got missiles, got and vortex cannons on the. It's got a vortex cannon on the waist. Um, there's
Yeah.
Saber Athena, which is the female-looking one.
Okay. The ones that I knew of were Gypsy Avenger, Bracer Phoenix, and Titan Redeemer, because they
Titan
had
Redeemer.
Titan Redeemer is the big bulky one.
Oh yeah. But Saber Athena has twin blades that are mounted on the back,
Hmm.
and that appears to be damn near it. Just the two swords.
Yeah.
Titan Redeemer has an EMP mist grenade, um, and a Morning Star.
Literally, it's Mace Hand. It is
Yeah.
fucking smash people in the face one.
And
But
then there's the Guardian Bravo,
Guardian Bravo, yeah.
which
Uh,
has solid like missiles. It looks like an arc whip,
oh boy, a whip.
and that's like its weapon is the whip. It looks like.
But these are just like from what things are looking like.
Hmm.
Uh, but I'm trying to remember the original Pacific Rim. Let's see here. Characters, lore, Jaeger Tech. Uh, Pacific Rim Wiki. I'm just trying to pull up a list of the original Jaegers.
The originals. Well, there's a lot of them.
Uh,
Um,
let's see here. Because it was.
Alrighty. So to start off with, there was. Do you want to start from the very beginning or?
Let's just do for the ones that actually showed up in the movie.
Okay, so there's Gypsy Danger,
Yeah.
which is of course Gypsy Danger. Then there's going to be Cherno Alpha, which
Uh,
is obviously Russian.
oh,
Um,
okay. The one I was thinking of was Striker Eureka.
yeah, that's the Aussies.
Yeah, that's the Aussies, and basically Gypsy Avenger looks like a mix between
The
the
two.
the two, which
Yeah.
is why I was going like, wasn't it named something Avenger? And it's like, nope, I am completely dead wrong.
What is? There's one more. Um, what's the fucking?
Okay, pulled up a
What is?
list.
What's the Russian one? Not the Russian.
That one was,
The Crimson Typhoon.
well, no, Crimson Typhoon was the
Chinese.
Chinese.
The
Uh,
Cherno Alpha was the Russian.
Cherno Alpha was the Russian. Striker Eureka was the Aussies. And wasn't there one more that just kind of got smashed really early on?
The Tacit Ronin. That's the Japanese one,
The Tacit Ronin? Okay.
which is a Mark One, and it's the one that's I forget his name. Um, the main character or the main
Oh,
this world's fury. Uh,
Oh, the one,
I
the
can't remember.
basically the commander.
Yeah, the commander of everything. Um, he, it's the one that he pilots, from what I remember, and finds um, the Asian chick that helps pilot Gypsy Danger.
Okay. Entomology, history. Japan Shadow Dome along Coyote Tango. I thought it was Coyote Tango and Echo.
No, those are Australians, aren't they? And
Okay.
also, the Pacific Rim wiki page sucks balls.
Yeah, well, it's a fan page.
I know it is, but it still sucks.
So,
Um,
in this case, let's probably wrap this up because I'm pretty sure
no,
Michael.
Yeah, we're
never.
pretty much the time. It's pretty much time to do so.
Yep,
But Mako Mori.
Mako Mori. Okay.
Yeah.
In this case, thanks for everybody joining us. Um, Next week, once again, it's probably going to be a late stream. Probably going to continue on with Secret of Mana after I do some research into where the fuck the Palace of Darkness is.
Probably not the worst idea ever.
Probably not the worst, and try and train up everybody's magic to take care of things, because the Palace of Darkness, if I recall the boss correctly, is very weak to magic. So, in this case, check back later, because Sunday, that while there is no Sunday streaming this week, there may be a return of it next week. And I'll bug Will to find out if he still wants to continue on or if certain things in real life are interfering. But as such, tune in, check the Facebooks, the Twitters, the Instagrams,
All the usual places
all the usual places.
with
And
all the familiar faces.
we're not going to go down that territory, good sir.
Why not? We could.
We
It's
could.
late. Well, not.
That leads to madness. But as such, thanks for joining us, and I hope everybody has a great day, okay?
Boy.
Bye.
Bye.